Welcome back to Chicago Independent Television. For years, Chicago Indymedia has been following the struggle over net neutrality, the right to protect freedom of speech and opinion on the Internet from predatory corporations. We'll get an update on recent developments of the struggle in this next segment.
Free speech is basically the right to be able to, at a minimum level, say what you want without concern from anyone or any entity, things like governments or corporations or other entities who have a vested interest in squelching speech they may not like. People as free, sentient entities have the right to be able to talk about what they would want and shouldn't have to face anything that would repress that kind of freedom. If someone has a technology and don't share it with anyone else, obviously they would gain certain advantages. In the sense of fairness there, you would want to make sure that whatever technologies are invented or emerge are shared among all to try to reduce that kind of power asymmetry that can be the source of abuse against others. Net neutrality, what does it mean? Net neutrality can be thought of as the First Amendment of the Internet. It basically means that those corporations that provide that pipeline between a speaker and a listener on the Internet are not to interfere with it. So that Comcast or AT&T or Verizon are to do nothing to interfere with that communication. They basically serve as a conduit from point A to point B and don't mess with the communication otherwise. And there are various ways that can be done. It could mean blocking communications entirely. It could mean censorship. The real threat really is along these lines of not so much blocking traffic, but perhaps swaying it in directions away from those that these big media companies that I described would want. And that can mean anywhere from you want to visit a website that isn't part of the internet service provider that you happen to have, that would mean you'd have to pay more to visit it. Or if you want to provide content, you'd have to pay more still than if you had been part of their received network. The die has been cast by two of America's biggest media and communications companies, the internet search engine Google and the major cell phone and telephone provider Verizon. They have been working in concert over a number of deals for the last few years. One of the deals that's only come to light in the last couple of months has been that of shredding net neutrality between the two. And if they were to do that, other companies and other internet service providers might follow suit, and basically everyone would jump on the bandwagon, and for the most part that would basically almost certainly be the end of net neutrality as we know it. And that's the struggle that we're in, and that's the stake. Those are the stakes that we're in right now as far as communications, internet, media, and freedom are concerned. There are a lot of things that we should be doing now. Among them, I would suggest perhaps the largest of them is to spread the word about these matters. A lot of the fights that we've won up to date regarding the net neutrality wars of the last 5+ years have been won to no small extent because people had got involved and had organized to make it an issue, to spread the word about it, and to build on past work that ultimately would lead to changes in policy to help to maintain the freedoms that were involved. There are plenty of websites to be able to choose from on this front. A number that I would recommend and I use, the Benton Foundation at benton.org, Free Press, the National Media Nonpartisan Group, and also Save the Internet. Call your congressional representatives, call your senators, call the FCC, write op-eds to send into local area newspapers, write up stories on blogs or on Facebook or Twitter or Indymedia to help to spread the word about your take on these matters how you feel about them, how they connect to your lives, and the importance of preserving net neutrality. The more people from the policymaking sphere, including at the FCC, hear about these matters, the better the chances that those policies that come out the other end will reflect the will of the people. So the people need to speak up. That's your job.
I'm Andy Thayer, and you're watching Chicago Independent Television.
I see the soul of a nation, must be true 'cause I've seen it on TV.
Chicago Independent Television is not brought to you by Walmart. There's a reason we're the world's most profitable corporation. We pay our employees peanuts. Learn more at walmartwatch.com. Walmart. Always low wages, always.
This is the largest bank robbery in the history of the United States.
This was much more than just any bank. This was a bank that believed in the vitality of community.
Without any encouragement whatsoever by the former bank leadership, this community came together and really began a movement to challenge the country to look at what is happening in community banks.
I wanted Congress to know how passionate this community is about this bank and how concerned we are of community-based banking across the country.
This man had to be sent down from heaven in order to do the things that he did for the whole community.